him a shot to do what?
On this episode, we have a lot to get to. It's a Thanksgiving episode. We got a lot of haters already in the comment section, ready to attack. I don't know what they're waiting for so bad. I don't know. It's probably me. But we got our guy Adam Lewis in the building. Bert, Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about some football. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles doing what they do best, proving me right. It's awesome. But then the Buffalo Bills also somehow doing what they do best and letting me down. And so we'll talk about all that and more next.
Welcome to Stuff About Sports. Shout out to my cohorts. Give us a shot, network. Show us your support, cause we bring you the heat. Best pot out in these streets, and when it's over, put that shit on repeat.
Sports. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Stuff About Sports, presented by the Give Us a Shot Network, powered by Fast Break Coffee, and sponsored, as always, Bert, by the haters. And listen, I'm the Facebook felon Jerm. That's the prettier Corey Bert. And with us tonight, the realest in the state in real estate, Adam Lewis, host of NFL with AJO. Gentlemen, what's popping? What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Bears are better than the Bills. What is happening? They're not, but it's cool. We'll get to them in a minute.
They're looking at that win column. Hey, give them credit, right? Ben Johnson's doing something special. Don't discount him, but we always have to have context, you know. Blessed to be here, man. Congrats on 10K. Y'all are so humble. Congrats on 10 fucking K.
Man, hey, hold up. Hey, listen.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's everything. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Hit them all.
Yeah.
Hit them all. 10K, that's right. All these haters out here. Hold up. Yeah. We back. So listen, we did hit 10K on the Instagram. Shout out to all of you first timers, last timers, long timers, especially the hate watchers. We appreciate everything. We appreciate all the love and support. Whether you like us, you don't like us, you keep commenting, you keep talking, and we appreciate it, man. Like, this is like, we're not trying to be ESPN here. We're just a couple of dudes talking sports, and we appreciate all the love and even the hate sometimes. Like, sometimes it's cool to get your shit off, and we pride ourselves on being just the people's show. Like, we don't try to fake it. We try to be authentic. We try to be real. Sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we're right. But as long as everybody keeps showing up, we're going to keep coming. So let's start with week 12 just came and went. Let's start with the good and bad and fugly. Bert, what do you got for your good this week?
My good, and both of you or one of you may have it as well. And there was a couple of good to give out, but for me, it had to go to Shedeur Sanders, winning his NFL debut, showcasing he's capable of making some big plays, like he's 66-yard throw down the field to Dylan Sampson. And I think when you look at his numbers overall, they weren't record-breaking, but the fact that it was, I'll say, a bounce back week after coming in late the week before. Still some question marks around him. He looked more calm, more collected. He got the job done. And he was also the first QB to win in their debut for the Browns in over 25 years. And to put that into perspective, since 1999, since they came back as the Browns in the NFL, they have had 41 different quarterbacks start, and he is the first one since then to win his Browns debut. So my good has to go to him. It's just unbelievable.
Adam.
I'd have to say Shedeur as well, man. And forget all the numbers, right? Look at his path to the NFL and look at his path to be able to get to this spot, to be QB1. Like, the coach is damn near forgetting him until the end of the post-game speech. And then it feels like there's all fire on Kevin Stefanski's ass. And then we hear, okay, now Shedeur is starting next week. Well, clearly, right? You know, I thought Dylan Gabriel was a comparable quarterback to him, but I thought coming into the year that Shedeur Sanders was QB1, even over Cam Ward. We see him slip later in the draft. You can say that JJ McCarthy, calling himself 9 is confidence, but then you look at Shedeur Sanders and call that arrogance. The fact that he was able to come out and win the way he was, I mean, you got Myles Garrett, who was crashing out 5-6 weeks ago, on pace to have almost 30 sacks in the NFL. He was smiling on the sideline for one of the first times. So I think the only way you could look at the good for this week is absolutely Shedeur Sanders. And again, it's not about the numbers. It's about the path, the adversity, everything really being against him. And he still showed up, delivered a win. Honorable mention, Matthew Stafford's on a tear as well. Another 3-touchdown game.
Yeah. So my good is going to go, shout out to the Rams because they deserve more love for what they've been able to do pretty much all year. They have probably been not only the most consistent team, but the most complete team in a year where there doesn't feel like there isn't any real juggernauts in the NFL, specifically on the AFC side where we're used to seeing them. But maybe the Rams are that team. I don't know. Like, just you can't really pinpoint a terrible thing that they do, right? Like a lot of even the good teams, like you talk about the Broncos with a great record, even the Patriots, some of these 7+ win teams all have what people consider major flaws, whether it's, Chicago with the type of victories they have, right? It's the soft schedule that they're taking advantage of. And then the Eagles with their ongoing drama with their offense, or the Broncos where, they seem kind of inconsistent and they've been squeezing out wins, and the Patriots kind of in the same boat. The Rams honestly have just been great. And then you dismantle a Bucs team, to take Baker Mayfield out, our guy Baker Mayfield, hopefully his shoulder's straight. And another who you would determine is an NFC contender fucking just destroyed them and then kind of separated themselves, especially in the NFC. And we'll see if what happens in the AFC, but my good is going to go to a specific player that I thought was awesome this week, a bounce back week for the team as a whole. And my good is going to go not just the Seahawks, but Jackson Smith and Jigba. This guy, like, again, the Titans, bad team, whatever. But for me, this is a JSN story. He's been a monster. He put up 167 yards. Sam Darnold had 244. So that's 68% of the quarterback's yards went to one player. He did it with a career high 10.4 yards after catch. So it's not just him catching deep balls. He's actually making it happen and deciding, hey, who's the one who's going to get cooked here? Because I'm on a tear. He's on pace for 2,000 yards receiving. That's like Madden shit. Like that's almost elite efficiency and volume. And so, again, if you're going to push back on that, it's probably going to be the Titans secondary is basically, Swiss cheese for the most part. But shout out to JSN.
All year, though.
Yeah, he's been doing it all year. It's just, so it's not really about this game. It's just, this was kind of like the exclamation mark on what was already an amazing season. So shout out to JSN for that. Bert, what do you got for your bad? You're muted.
You're muted, Bert. I knew that red light meant something.
Damn, I thought I hit that button before. My bad. My bad has to go to my New York Football Giants. And I know, well, why are we listing them as a bad? We know they're a bad team. To have Jameis play the way he played in the offense, to be in complete control over, a fantastic Lions team, only to, once again, for the 5th time this season, blow a double-digit lead late into the 4th quarter. And this is so unbelievably frustrating. There was good to come out of it Monday morning, when Shane Bowen's kicked to the curb. But for me, this firing should have happened weeks ago. And honestly, defensive coordinator aside, I don't know what this team needs to hold a lead. To know that our record could be 6-6 right now is all the frustration I need. And look, 500 competitive division, I get it. But, I can say confidently we knew we didn't have Super Bowl hopes this year. It's just one of those things where now this is the 5th time we're watching this, and I'm talking late in the game, and an exciting one to watch at that. If you're a Giant fan too, it just felt like fun football again. So they're 100% getting my bad. It's just I'm so tired of this shit.
Adam.
I'm going to go Homer as well. Kellen Moore's play calling against the Atlanta Falcons was absolutely abysmal. Now, Atlanta has a solid defense, and I mean, their defensive line, second in the NFL in sacks. They clearly, are doing great with those couple of first-round picks on the edge, and it's producing for them already. But it's so predictable. It's so stale. We were on the 1-yard line 2 separate times on 2 separate drives. Came away with 0 points. We thought that putting Taysom Hill in place of Tyler Shuck, which, yes, I get it. He's a rookie, first start at home, but let the kid get his reps. Like, he was coming off of a great game against the Panthers, not getting into the end zone, being on the 1-yard line 2 separate times. The Taysom Hill package of the QB sneak or the QB power or whatever, like, it's done. It's over with. This is exactly what I warned Saints fans about. It's easy to look great as an OC when you got Justin Herbert or Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott as your quarterback or Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert at your disposal or CeeDee Lamb, like whichever way you want to cut it, right? But the Saints do not have the players. Chris Olave is the leading receiver with like 670 yards, and then it falls off. I was heartbroken when Shaheed left, but definitely the bad of the week was Kellen Moore's play calling. I hate to say it. I don't know if Kellen Moore is it as a head coach. He has not once impressed me at the podium. Like, you know, when you can pick up on coaches giving you word salad, like immediately, like he doesn't have the aura to be a leader. He only gets pumped up on the sidelines about bad calls. Honorable mention, JJ McCarthy's quarterback play this year as well. He is 851 out of 852 in EPA since 2000. The only worst quarterback, Jamarcus Russell. I was never sold on JJ McCarthy out of college. I think him winning the national championship with Michigan was really an overstretch, and the Vikings thought trading forward in the first round, no, you should have kept Sam.
Yeah, we have a 3-year sample size. I will caution you about getting rid of a coach too early. You really kind of need 3 years to kind of figure out, like, you need to, and especially as a first-time head coach, if you believe in him that much, then you got to give him the chance to kind of fix things and kind of work out all the kinks. Jerm, where are your AirPods? Taking us back to 2010. Yeah, man, I can't find my normal headphones, and I had to borrow my daughter's, so fuck off. So
don't actually keep the chirps coming, because this shit's hysterical.
Do you guys think that Cleveland still has a QB problem with Watson still under contract? I'm shocked they haven't even just straight up cut him. I don't know what they're waiting on. Like, he's not like missing so much time. Time doesn't work backwards. Watson is never going to play to the level of what a $230 million fully guaranteed contract kind of asks of. So I just don't,
at least a Super Bowl appearance.
Right. I don't know. It's never going to be worth it. So I don't know what you're actually keeping him around for. And listen, we're not in the building. We don't know what he looks like at practice. We don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's adding value somewhere else. I don't know. I can't imagine a guy with 2 or 3 major leg injuries in the last couple of years is going to all of a sudden just come back and be the player that you traded him to be. Even like without all the off the field stuff. I'm talking about just coming back from major injuries. So it doesn't thing. Yeah, I tried to get your mom on the podcast, but she wasn't available. So I don't know. He asked if somebody else could talk. So I'm going to let somebody else talk.
I got you. I'll jump in.
Yeah.
I don't. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I don't think they have a quarterback problem. I mean, turn it over to Shedeur. I'm not going to overreact after one start, but I think Shedeur was always the answer. Clearly there's been the politics, there's been the semantics, but Deshaun Watson, I think that's just a technical cap casualty. Like, there's probably something within the paperwork yet to where they don't want to take a penalty. They're going to release him after a certain time to save as much as they can. I mean, he's due every dollar, but no, I don't think they have a quarterback controversy.
No, and again, it's like you can tell the players want him, right? The player, Myles Garrett, you've never seen him more excited. The best player in the league, probably, with just the record. He's going to break the sack record. He's probably going to break it this week because I can imagine he can rack up 5 sacks here. But yeah, I just give it to Shedeur, and the coaches are just going to have to accept it, or they're going to have to trade him, or whatever this issue is. But it's Shedeur's time, because there's something to be said of, even if his skills aren't there yet, the city loves this kid, and you have to sell tickets, and you have to have somebody that people believe in if you're going to turn a program around. So he wants to know how Josh Allen with the Eagles thing. Sonny, hey, Josh Allen's doing all right. Outside of turnovers, he's doing better than in almost every category than his MVP year. So, I just talk about
Keyword
as he's opponent.
outside of turnovers.
I mean, but the turnovers, like the offensive line,
That comes
just,
when you play Superman ball.
I mean,
sure.
it is. Bills overrated. I don't know if they're overrated. I think that
I feel like
they
they're properly
are
rated.
in a weird. I think they're properly rated. I think they're a very good team that can beat anybody on any given day, and they play down to their competition and lose games they shouldn't lose. Like that's always been the Bills. Like I don't know. That's not overrated.
Yeah.
That's properly rated to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
My bad is going to the Buffalo Bills, specifically the defense, specifically the play calling. You have D'Amico Ryans on radio talking about we knew what they were going to run. Like we've seen this thing before. They didn't change out of it. Actively, basically calling Joe Brady an idiot. Like, yo, you have Josh Allen, your offensive line ain't blocking. You're only blocking 5 people at a time, and da da da. Like it was insane. You don't see that level of the coach openly questioning another coach's schemes, and he did it like, man, I can't believe they're allowing us to do this. So, the Bills signed Brandon Cooks again. This idea of we're going to theoretically get a guy that did something really good in 2016, and let's see at 32 years old if he can do it again. We already have a bunch of undersized wide receivers that are supposed to be fast guys that takes tops off defenses, and yet here we are signing another one. We can't even use the ones that we have properly. So I'm not expecting a lot from Brandon Cooks. It's a dart throw. There's not really much out there that we can do to help us. There's not a single player on defense specifically that can come in and help us immediately. There's not really anything we can do other than add receivers. We have like 9 of them on the roster. We only have one more call up for Gabe Davis, so I'm assuming somebody's going to have to end up getting cut here pretty soon. McCall Hardman seems like a pretty good bet considering they just put him on IR. Why do I love Josh Allen so much? What has he accomplished in the playoffs? I mean, his playoff statistics are actually pretty good. So he has 25
They're actually
touchdowns.
pretty damn insane.
They're insane. Yeah, like this idea that Josh Allen can't get it done in the playoffs is nonsense. Every playoff loss, he's 7-6 in the playoffs. Every playoff loss, Josh Allen has left the field with the game tied or with the lead.
Yep.
So Josh Allen has never lost. The Bills have lost. It's not his, again, 25 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He has a passer rating or a QB rating of like 104 or 103 or something ridiculous like that, something over 100. Josh Allen has been great in the playoffs. Don't get it twisted now. You know, and that was kind of my issue with the Jalen Hurts Eagles fans when it comes to credit. You are actively giving credit to Jalen Hurts for winning, right? But then saying that when the Eagles lose, it's not on Jalen Hurts. But when the Bills lose, it's on Josh Allen. Which one is it? Is winning a quarterback thing or is it not? Because if it is, let me just go ahead and get to my Fugly right now. The goddamn Eagles, you're damn right. Blowing a 21-point lead, you bums. And it's all Jalen Hurts' fault because apparently winning all falls on the quarterback, right? Isn't that what literally, let's go on the Instagram. Let's go on Stuff About Sports Instagram. That's all you Eagles fans have been fucking crying about this entire week is, well, what is the playoffs? Winning's only that matters. It doesn't matter if the receivers don't like the quarterback. All he does is win, 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 win. All right, cool. You lost. Now what? What's up? You lost the game. You blew a 21-point lead. You can't throw. He's scared to throw the ball down the middle. The running game is getting stuffed. The offense, you're talking about it's the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator's out there throwing passes. Is that who's missing A.J. Brown wide open? Is it Kevin Patullo? Let me know. I didn't know. When's the last time the offensive coordinator has been suiting up in the games? I don't want to hear this nonsense. The winning is not a quarterback stat. That loss yesterday for the Eagles wasn't on Jalen Hurts. The defense allowed that shit to happen. And then because momentum is easily lost, it's hard to keep. You lose it very easily. And the Cowboys just knew what to hit. The home field advantage, a lot of things happening. The Eagles got exposed for what they were. A team that has been lucky to win the games they've been winning despite the offense struggling. Now, the offense struggling, whose fault is that? Is that the offensive coordinator? Sure, I'm sure there's certain things like the Bills have issues right now with scheme and personnel, but isn't this not the most talented offense in the NFL? Especially when you look at the All-22 and you see Jalen Hurts. Go ahead, go online. Go ahead, go online. Jalen Hurts staring receivers in the middle of the field wide open and refusing to throw it because he's scared of turning it over. And guess what happened yesterday when he had to throw it while the Cowboys were making their rally? What happened, Adam? What happened, Bert? Turnovers, bad throws. What's up? I told you. I said months ago, it is not in the best interest for the Eagles to have Jalen Hurts be the focal point of the offense because he can't do it. He cannot run the prolific offense. That's not an opinion. That's a fact based on everything we've seen. And again, if it is so simple as it's the offensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni is an offensive guy. You see, Coach Dan Campbell took over play calling. Coaches take over play calling all the time. If it's all of a sudden it's the OC, why haven't the Eagles addressed it? Why would they let this become a distraction? You know why? Because it's not Kevin Patullo, you doofs. It's Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown has been, and Devonta Smith and Lane Johnson. Brandon Graham told you that last year. So stop making it seem like Jerm is just a Bills, Super Bills guy, Eagles hater. No, pay attention to what we're seeing right now. It's not Kevin Patullo. Because again, if it was that simple, why wouldn't Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown go up to the podium together and say, nah, there ain't no beef? Why is Jalen Hurts saying, yeah, we had a players only meeting, and A.J. Brown was like, no, we didn't. I wasn't at no meeting. Why everything they're doing is contradictory? Also, we've heard support for A.J. Brown's stance. Devonta Smith has supported A.J. Brown publicly. Lane Johnson supported A.J. Brown publicly. Have you heard anybody support Jalen Hurts publicly? You seen anybody else saying, yeah, I agree with Jalen? Yeah, what Jalen said. We've heard people do that for A.J. Brown. So what's up? Is it Kevin? Not once did anybody bring up Kevin Patullo, but the fans, because they don't want to admit what they already know is true. I've talked for long enough. I'm done now. The Eagles, you're ugly and you're frauds. So it's cool. And again, enjoy the win. The NFC East is terrible right now, but it's okay. Playoffs are coming, and let's see how much of that faith you have in your quarterback is actually going to help you actually win games.
I don't think it's an indictment on Jalen Hurts because he's afraid to look over the middle and throw a ball that might be a turnover, because Jalen Hurts had big turnover problems. I think it was 2023 when they went to the Super Bowl. I think it was 2022 and 2024. It was like pretty inexcusable. Like it was getting to a point where it was really ruining it. And I'll agree with you. It's never been in the Eagles' best interest to have Jalen Hurts throw as much when you have a guy like Saquon Barkley in the backfield, especially from last year to this year. And I do think it's a disservice to say that the offense can't run through Jalen Hurts, because it can. And two things can be true. It's just like when you look at Georgia, they're going to lean on the run game first and then have Gunnar Stockton come out and sling it all over the yard. I don't get behind the whole nobody's out here supporting what Jalen Hurts is saying, because Jalen's not really out here saying anything. That's one of Jalen's knocks, is he's pretty stoic. Like, he's on to the next moment. He's not really too much revealing what's going on inside the locker room. And I agree with you. The players could very well come forward and say, yeah, let's squash this. There's nothing going on. But when you look at the culture of the Eagles, they don't let a lot get out. I mean, the whole world, we had the Amazon sales of the book that A.J. Brown was reading skyrocket simply because it was an NFL player on the sidelines. It just so happened to be the Philadelphia Eagles. And with Nick Sirianni calling the plays, that's an Eagles culture thing. Sirianni's not going to throw anybody under the bus. You go and look at the presser. He said he was impressed with the offense's effort. He said he thought Kevin Patullo called a good game. We both know that those things are not true, right? I can't get behind this notion that his teammates don't like him, because what is there not to like? I don't think that Jalen Hurts is specifically in the middle of this situation to where, like, it's all on him. And I get it. You get into a lot of these arguments, Jerm, being a Bills fan. There's a lot of, is Jalen better than Josh? And two things can be true. Josh can carry a team, and Jalen Hurts can still be the better quarterback when it matters. That's just my opinion. I've stood on it.
There's not much to add that you two have already said, to be completely honest with you. They also have my Fugly this week. That's large in part because you don't blow a 21-point lead and go absolutely scoreless in the half, like completely stalled offense. And you both have made the points that I was going to make. So, pointless for me to reiterate them again. But, look, we saw a lot of defensive collapses this past weekend. This one probably stands out the most because of the offense that has been so notably touted week in and week out, and how, to your point, is like, yeah, you lean on Saquon, but guess what? When they're stopping the run game, they're just being exposed completely. And as Jerm continues to flash comments up on the screen that's just chirping away, man. So yeah, I mean, look, they get my Fugly, and we'll see what happens. I think the Eagles are still in good shape regardless, but there will forever be this notion, and particularly on this show, about Jalen Hurts and the drama going on.
I mean, I'm always knowing. Like I've from the day after the Super Bowl, I've been on this Eagles thing, and I haven't been wrong about it really. Like it's again, we'll see. There's a lot of fraudulence going
playing
on.
the line of ambiguity very well in this situation. I'll give
you.
you that. It's not proving you right or wrong. Like optics, it doesn't look good, and it's not as bad as you're trying to make it out to be. Because I think like
well, let me ask you before because you said something earlier. You said that it's not really Jalen Hurts' style to be stoic. If you're on a team that is going through this turmoil, whether it's fabricated or because it's happening, right? Like whether you mean for it to happen or not, it's happening. People, the sports, we're talking about it. ESPN, all these people are talking about it.
Yep.
If you're on that team and your QB is so nonchalant and stoic about it, does that make you feel good as a teammate? Like, you know what I mean? That people are just, despite being 8 and whatever you are, people just constantly attacking things, not only on the field, but now this off the field thing where your star receiver has to have a private meeting with the owner. Like it's so like if you're supposed to be the guy, right? Because everything that's being shown to us makes it seem like AJ Brown's the guy. Like he's the guy we're talking to. Now people are shoving a mic in his face because he's never going to turn it away. But if you're a person on that team and you see the one guy who's always in front of the camera speaking for what's going on and the other guy kind of blowing it off, that doesn't make you feel no type of way. Like if you're on that team, like I would feel a way if my quarterback is kind of like whatever. Like, what do you mean whatever?
You're the leader. You're the leader.
Like
step up, say something, become a diversion.
Say something. Say, hey, this is bullshit. Do something. I don't care what you say. You can address it without directly addressing it. You know what I mean? But he's not doing that. He's just playing this like I don't know, man. Like sometimes it's you're too cool. Like this is the time for you to say something. It's too like there's times for that, and I think and it's one of the things I do like Jalen Hurts for. But there's also times where it's like, okay, y'all, like, all right, enough of that. And you're the leader. Hey, AJ Brown, you don't have to do this public. Hey, AJ Brown, shut the fuck up. Like we're trying to win another Super Bowl here. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's just crazy to see. If you're an Eagles fan, does anybody else have any good, bad, or fugly before we move on to the Thanksgiving games?
My fugly, Derek Barnes trying to play defense on Jameis Winston. You got routed up.
Yeah.
Your ankle's broken, and then you got Derrick Henry stiff arm to the ground, broken tackle, walks in. I mean, you got to cut him, bro. I mean, that's rough. Not really. But we got the full Jameis Winston experience, and Derek Barnes ended up on the fugly part of this one.
Yeah, I do enjoy seeing Jameis. I mean, the Giants might as well just start him the rest of the year
when he plays.
Like, I mean, come on now. How can you not love that? And then immediately going into a celebration. This dude hasn't played all year. He had like 5 or 6 other players joining him in a celebration. He just played today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you talk? Like, that's a leader. That's a guy. You know what I mean? And he's very self-aware of who he is and where he's at in his career. It's awesome, man. Like, and he is the type of, I don't know if he's the guy that's gonna help you win a Super Bowl, but he clearly still has talent. And maybe he needs a good team, and I would love to see him start somewhere next year. There's going to be plenty of opportunities. Hey, Jameis on the Vikings. We just talked about J.J. McCarthy not being great.
Right.
You know, the Vikings aren't a bad team. They're not a bad roster. And, you know, maybe a guy like Jameis can come in there on the cheap and kind of help them get to where they need to go.
Elite locker room presence.
Giants, worst team in the NFL. How do you feel about that, Bert?
I mean, maybe not the worst, but not the worst team, but I mean, they're towards the bottom. Yeah, the record shows it too.
Welcome
100%.
to the bottom 5 club. It's nice to meet you, Bert.
Yeah, we're at the point of the season where teams like the Saints and the Giants like should not be trying to win games. I get that the players want to win, but it might be time for some practice squad guys because like you don't want to be middle of the pack. You got to try to secure a good draft pick, and it kind of sucks to say, but I mean that's just the way the system is. Sonny says he has a question. What more do you want to see from Jalen Hurts? Put Jalen Hurts on the Bills and let me see if he takes them to the AFC title game. Let me see what Jalen Hurts can do when he doesn't have top 5 in everything, right? Let me see that. Because again, this isn't about Have either of you ever heard me say Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback? I've never once said that. I said, y'all.
You be calling him a bum sometimes, but I think you just do that to fuck with the people.
Well, he was a bum the other night when he blew a 21-point lead. So Jalen Hurts is Black Brock Purdy, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You are a system guy. We have never seen him lead a prolific offense. The guys want to talk about 2022 when they went to the Super Bowl. Cool. You still had an elite defense. They were seventh in allowed points. They had a top 3 offensive line. They still had A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert. They had top 5 tight end, top 5 receiving core. Nick Sirianni was still there. And the top 3 offensive line. And you had Miles Sanders, who was a 1,200-yard rusher. You were elite at everything. And at Jalen Hurts, the Eagles were good. And Jalen Hurts did have a good year. But then you seemingly forget what happened in 2023 and 2024 when the injuries were happening and Jalen Hurts actually had to lead the team. They didn't do so hot. Then they went out and got Saquon. They won the Super Bowl. Great. How did they win the Super Bowl? Jalen Hurts threw for 3,000 yards that year? No. He was one of the lowest in attempts. It was the Saquon show. And it worked for them last year, and everything was fine. It's not really working out that well. This team is built on running, and Saquon's not running the way he did last year. And now Jalen Hurts is forced to throw. Oh, now here comes the deficiencies. They're just more glaring. They were always there, bro. And this is the thing that the Eagles fans need to understand, that they use winning as a overarching, it doesn't matter what's going on here, and here. Winning doesn't cover up the deficiencies, man. Because at some point it's going to come to a head. It's coming to a head now. So Jerm doesn't know ball. I don't know ball. Never mind. I guess I'm talking shit. Whatever. What was the other one? Was he not an MVP? I just said he had a good year. You're not listening. This is the problem with you Eagles fans. I can see why you're 22. What are you, 22% literacy rate or the education rate in the country? Fucking idiots out there in Philly. You're closing schools down, not in the best interest of the citizens. These guys are dumb. They don't know how to listen. A.J. Brown can't get pressure at all. I don't know, man. There's a lot of information out there that you can see that A.J. Brown is getting separation and he's wide open. But I'm done with Jalen Hurts. I'm done with the Eagles. I don't want to talk about losers. That's why I haven't talked about the Bills much. And I'm going to lump the Eagles because I'm equal opportunity. So the Eagles, you lost. Get over it. Thanksgiving Day games. We have a couple of them. Let's start with the first one. The Packers and the Lions. Bert, what do you think about this game? Who needs this game more? What is this? Is this not the Cowboys and the Chiefs are probably the best game on the slate, right? But this game probably means the most out of all of them that are being played.
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue that the Cowboys Chiefs game is also of one of importance too, just based on where the Chiefs are standing right now. But man, between the Pack and the Lions, this is going to be a fantastic game, by the way. Very much looking forward to, at least 2 of the matchups that we have on Thursday. But if I have to say a team needs it more, I think it's probably the Lions, to be honest with you. I know you can make the argument for the Packers 100%, but I think they need to get back and rise to the top to solidify, if potentially a wild card, if not climb to, lead that division in itself. But overall, and if I'm looking more long-term, I think they're built better to be a competitor in the playoffs. And I think it's just coming off look, the Packers are a good team. Don't get me wrong. I've just haven't necessarily been impressed by Jordan Love all that much in the past couple of weeks. And with the Lions, especially the better part of 3.5 quarters this last weekend, not just losing to a bad team, but I mean, you can argue they never had control until late in the fourth quarter too. I think they need this on a shortened week, shortened prep time. They need to come out, and they need to come out strong with consistent control in the game, good possession, good play calling, and then, I mean, honestly, hopefully a blowout.
Adam?
Yeah, I think this Packers game is going to be very interesting. I think they need to win the most. I think the Packers are really still trying to, well, it's really the Cowboys game, right? Because they're on the road. The Packers are really still trying to assert themselves consistently and confidently in the top of the NFC. When you sit back and think about, okay, who are these real NFC contenders? The Packers pop into your mind, but is anyone out here really thinking they're going to make a push like the Rams really could, like the Bucks were going to a couple weeks ago before the injuries piled up, like the Eagles could if they're playing more consistently, which they have the firepower to do it? Are they just going to put together a complete game? It's been a lot of their criticism this year. And I think the most interesting thing about this is Jordan Love playing again on Thanksgiving. We've seen him be solid. He's actually played very well in his 2 Thanksgiving games, 5 touchdowns in total, no interceptions, 125 plus rating. And I'm going to have them winning with an upset on the road. It definitely can mean a lot, to the Cowboys because, they are coming off of a big win against Philadelphia, and being able to play on Thanksgiving at home, like it's a tradition. Or excuse me, the Lions. Totally. Switching up my Blues here. Y'all got to correct me before I get going on.
We knew what you were talking about.
We're good.
Yeah. But with the Lions as well, because and that even felt wrong as I was saying it, with the Lions struggling last week against the Giants, like Bert was saying, and not really having any control of that game until later on. There's no reason for the Lions to be playing like that, considering their expectations, the team that they've been the last couple of years, and realistically the roster that they have on both sides of the ball. So you can definitely say that it would be more for the Lions because of what they're looking to establish. But I think the Packers are really trying to establish more of a foundation in the NFC.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing the Lions are going to lose. This is like their perennial Thanksgiving spot, but
yeah,
I know things aren't as feel good as they've been in the last couple of years. Like I don't know what that is. It's like I think people wanted the Lions to be so successful that any type of regression seems like they're falling off a cliff when they're still actually pretty good. Like I get that they've struggled lately, but with the Bears playing. Or I shouldn't even say playing well. I don't think the Bears are actually playing all that well. I think they're just beating bad teams worse than them. But the facts of the matter are they're winning the NFC North right now. So if the Lions...
They are.
Yes, unbelievable. If the Lions want any chance of winning this division, they got to start winning these games. And now it's a division game on top of it. And like Bert was saying, the Packers ain't all that. Like it's, they don't... For a guy as talented as Jordan Love, does it feel like Matt LaFleur doesn't trust him to just sling it? He's not a game manager. But they're trying to force a guy with extreme talent to be a game manager, and it's hurting them. And I'm not going to pretend like I watch a lot of Packers football, but the Packers football that I do watch, I'm kind of like, man, like just let him do it. Like just let him go. And so on top of that, and Micah Parsons has been good. I don't think he's been like the guy we thought he'd be in Dallas, but it's a different situation, right? But I still think he's been pretty good, but the Packers defense isn't what it was at the beginning of the year. On top of Detroit's offense being amazing with Jahmyr Gibbs as somebody, I'm guessing he's a Lions fan, put in the comments. But if the Lions decide to get a little cute and turn this into like, it's Thanksgiving, we're going to try to show out, and they start turning the ball over, Green Bay has the tools, and they are equipped to make them pay for it. So if I'm the Lions, the key is to don't have too many empty possessions. So, but I'm going to trust the Lions in the spot. I think they're going to win the game. I don't know if it's going to be one of those 50 burgers they put up, but, you never know with them. I think it'll be close, probably in the 20s somewhere. Talking about the next game on the docket is the Chiefs and the Cowboys. This is probably going to be the highest rated NFL game in years, specifically on Thanksgiving, but I think in general. I also think that whatever team loses, I think is going to be out of the playoffs. I think this is the game that will put one of these teams out of their misery. The Chiefs are a little bit closer than the Cowboys are, but the Cowboys are capable of making a push. But I think neither one of these teams can afford to take a bunch of losses, but I think this is the game that will kind of set the tone for the rest of the season. Bert, what do you think about the Chiefs and the Cowboys?
Man, you said it best. This is a must win for both of those teams, even just to be considered and have the potential to move into a wild card. And both of them can certainly do it. I think it's more important, obviously, for the Chiefs to do it. And we have to remember they were 7 minutes away from their season going bye-bye this last Sunday until the Colts defensive collapse too. I don't have 100% confidence in the Chiefs. What I do have, and this pains me to say, is the Cowboys at home coming off of an unbelievable comeback win this past Sunday. I think they carry that energy at home on Thanksgiving, their football day, much as it is Detroit's. And I do think that they stick it to the Chiefs, and they honestly they call the end of their season. I'd almost guarantee it, to be honest with you, because I can absolutely see it happening, especially in the groove that Dak was in on Sunday. I mean, and again, look, short week, little rest, but if they carry that same momentum into this game, and the Chiefs, as much as they pulled out the win, they didn't look completely confident on Sunday either. And honestly, it looked like halfway through they were giving up until they were given that, second chance. So I'm calling Cowboys on this one, and I honestly think it's going to put the Chiefs packing for good.
Jordan Love talented? Hell no. Somebody says. Somebody get me a new hat. Get this guy a new hat. And I'm guessing he's talking about me.
Gugman's on your ass.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
That boy
start
better
Jerm's
be
nose in
donating
my
with all that
face.
hate.
I know, man. Jesus.
Number one sponsor of the show right there. Sponsored by the haters.
Jerm, do you think Gibbs is a top 3 running back? Yeah, sure. I think you got CMC.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Who else? Bijan, maybe? Who else?
Yeah, Bijan.
Gibbs. And Saquon. I know it's not going well for Saquon.
And Derrick Henry,
And Derrick Henry, but in terms of like right now, like playing wise, like Saquon's not playing very well. Derrick Henry, the thing with the Ravens, it seems like it's starting to get back on track. But as I'm talking, if we're talking about like who's been good all year, I would probably say Jahmyr Gibbs is probably the second or the third best running back right now, with Saquon and Derrick Henry kind of right there figuring out what's happening. But yeah, I think you got to go with
best weapon in football next to JSN.
Overall, right? Like just overarching. I don't know. Christian McCaffrey might want a word, and maybe Bijan.
100%.
100%. He's in that class picture. I wouldn't like if somebody said he's a top 3 running back. I wouldn't like be like hell nah. Like it's not like if somebody asked me if Jalen Hurts was a top 5 quarterback. Hell nah, never. But yeah, fucking. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Jonathan Taylor.
Yikes!
Oh,
that.
Yeah, my
that
bad,
is a good
yo.
question.
My bad. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, because I would take Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan probably, and I would take
100%, especially with the play calling that you get in Detroit. There's your favorite word, Jerm. Play calling.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, okay. CMC, JT or JT CMC, however what do you want, and Gibbs. Picture like I'm sure we can get like to the nerd shit and talk about stats and all that stuff, but I'm awful. All right, well, we'll keep it moving then. I'm sorry for being awful. I'll try to be better next segment. The Cowboys and the Cowboys and the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs Cowboys.
So yeah, I think whoever loses this game, so the Chiefs have been struggling, and when we think somebody's going to kind of put out the knockout punch, they beat the Colts. Yep. And it's like the Colts should have put them out their misery last week. Me and Bert kind of talked about that. Like once they lose the game to the Colts, it's probably over for the rest of the year. But here we are. They got themselves a little bit of life. Now with the Cowboys coming up, which Cowboys team are we going to get? Because they're also putting, their record doesn't really tell the story of how talented they are because you never really know. The only really consistent thing about the Cowboys has been Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott's been amazing all year. And I think if the Cowboys' record was a little bit better, he'd be an MVP candidate. But because their record is bad and the season hasn't really gone that well, nobody's really talking about that. It's kind of like, oh yeah, Dak is doing really well. This has a shootout potential. I'm not really sure how to gauge this because, again, we don't know which version of Dallas we're getting. And honestly, we don't know what version of Kansas City we're getting. Like, we can get the Kansas City that can't do anything on offense and Mahomes, run around and try to get to the receivers that can't get open for some reason. All I know is it'll be 3rd and 12, and Travis Kelce, for some reason, will be wide open in the middle a couple times a game. Like he's the only consistent threat they have, and yet people leave him wide open consistently. It fucking bothers me. It bothers me to see it. But the run game really hasn't been there. I'm not shocked that the Chiefs are where they are, but I'm shocked that they continue to find ways to win some of these games. And it's all credit to Patrick Mahomes. You can't truly ever count them out. And I know I've been like kind of dogging on the Chiefs because I'm a Bills fan and I want to see them fail, but I'm not going to sit there and act like they're a bad team either. Like I can't do that. So
don't worry, the Patriots will take their place, Jerm.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about the Patriots seemingly being back, but it is what it is. The next matchup, listen, Bert, we got the Bengals and the Ravens. Very interesting game. Bengals, no way around it. This has been a flat out disaster all season. Ravens, kind of waking up, trying to find their way back into the AFC North title picture. Luckily for them, the Steelers aren't that good. So, but the big story is Joe Burrow coming back. And look, I love it. I love the guy, but asking him to come back from a turf toe injury 2 months after the fact, after surgery, and what can't be described as anything other than a lost season. Is that smart? You think he should be playing in this game?
No, I don't, to be honest with you, but I guess they want to try to spoil it for the Ravens. And like, look, say what you want about the Steelers. They're still.
Your microphone just went out. Oh, so I'll take over. Or no, Adam, you'll take over. See, that was the bad juju. He doesn't want somebody, you can't be talking about them, but he can't. The football god said, nope, no more slander from you.
Yeah, no, you're good. It is really insane that Cincinnati's rolling Joe Burrow out there with a 3-8 record against the Ravens, who are, starting to come back in this NFL season. Clearly, Lamar Jackson has rejuvenated that offense, but it's such a Cincinnati Bengals thing to do. It's a real Cincinnati Bengals thing to do, to roll your superstar / franchise quarterback out there. And we're starting to wonder if Joe Burrow can still hold that label because of the durability issues. Yeah. And we hate to see that from a guy in Joe Burrow who's really elite at the peak of his powers, but how often do we get him at the peak of his powers? It feels like every year he's limping in, and in the middle of the season he's limping out, not trying to come back in. Shut him down for the year. Like, let Joe Flacco continue to do his thing, So I think it's crazy that that Joe Burrow is going to be out there. I mean, it's again 3-8. What are you playing for? What are you playing for? You don't risk it. And turf toe is something that nags at people. Like, we've seen it with Devontae Adams a few years ago when, in his final years as a Packer. Like, it's nothing to mess around with. I think the Ravens have to win this game, though, to have a shot at making the playoffs. You're at home. You're unquestionably better than the Bengals. The rest of the Ravens' schedule as well, outside of New England and Green Bay, which I would still be okay with the Ravens competing in. And if you're picking them in those games, I'm not calling you crazy, because you've got Lamar, you've got Derrick Henry, you've got Harbaugh. We know what the Ravens represent in the AFC, and then everything outside of those two games favors them as well. But I think the interesting thing here is seeing how Lamar Jackson just continues to keep this team rolling. And again, the Ravens need this one unquestionably.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep, you good, bud?
I think so. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, look, Adam, you made a lot of the great points I was going to make, and Jerm, I was going to say what you want about the Steelers, but they're sitting right now with the same record as the Ravens, so the Ravens need this more. Because if they drop this game, and look, I wish Joe Burrow the utmost success. Still concerned about rushing him back for what is a lost season, like you said before. But if he comes back and ends up just completely shutting out the entire team, shutting out the Ravens, I mean, they have more problems on their hand, because the Steelers, regardless whether or not they have a seasoned quarterback under the gun or a backup and a beat up roster, they still find a way to win games, and they're still going to be a threat to win that division.
Yeah, and we have James here, who's a Bengals fan. He just was talking about his team. Listen, I know it's bad, and here's the thing. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. Like, I like Joe Burrow, so I just don't – this doesn't seem like something that you should be playing around with. This isn't like the non-throwing shoulder or the non-throwing hand, or like something that you can – this is your feet. Like, you're going to use these toes all game, and you bring Joe Burrow back against like a bad team, like so you're bringing him up against the Ravens, division rival, who have a crazy defense and crazy pass rush, and that's who you're going to test this toe out on. I just it doesn't seem
with that O-line.
Sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a smart thing. It's the Bengals, not the Bengals, and I hate to say that for you, James, because I like it's just so It's crazy. It says Joe's throwing for 400 yards and getting the dub. Hey man, I feel you, dog. Hey, talk that shit. Hey, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. We got next game up. We have that's it. Oh, the Black Friday game. The Chicago Bear. This is the Jerm Bowl. The two teams that I've been talking about. This is the game I'm looking out for. Look, listen, when it comes to this game, let's start with the Bears for me. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that 8-3 isn't a good record. If you told me that the Bears would be 8-3 in back in August and late November, I would have told you that I had a one night stand with like Salma Hayek. Both wouldn't be true. I wouldn't believe it. So, but if you want a proper assessment of the Bears, we shouldn't be looking at their 8 wins. We should be looking at their losses. Who are their losses? You got a division loss to the Vikings earlier in the season. Close, like a 1-point game, 2-point game. You just got that back, win another close game. And then you got dog walked by the Lions and the Ravens. Two teams I would say that are pretty damn good. So, who'd you beat? Well, I don't know. Let's take a look at the schedule here. Let's see who the Bears beating on their like magical gauntlet ride to 8 up. The worst defense in the NFL. You beat Geno Smith. You beat the Commanders. You beat Spencer Rattler. Sorry, Adam. You beat Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, J.J. McCarthy, who we just told you was terrible, and Mason Rudolph. Like, should Bears fans be cool, man? You're 8-5. You're winning the division, but like this victory lap of, we told you Caleb Williams didn't suck and the Bears, Listen, Ben Johnson's doing a really good job. The same thing I say about the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, Ben Johnson, that applies. You figure out what the deficiencies and the strengths of your quarterback is, and you scheme for that. And Ben Johnson, this is what they hired him for. I'm not shocked that the Bears have turned it around so quickly because we've already said that that Ben Johnson is one of the better things. So, again, they haven't played the cream of the crop when it comes to the NFL. And, but they're
that
beating.
Matters, and I hate when people don't give that credit.
Yeah, and listen, division games can go either way, no matter how good or bad a team is. In any given year, the tone of the season is kind of set by how you play within your division. But in a close game, in an analogy that I'm sure Caleb Williams will enjoy, you got your cheeks clapped twice by two really good teams. So, I mean, how about we play? You feasted on a soft schedule. Can we talk? Can that be also the story? Can there be some context here? This isn't about hating on Caleb Williams, but like, let's not act like he's just all of a sudden proved the haters wrong. He didn't prove anything. Didn't you? He was the number 1 overall pick. Shouldn't he not be beating good teams? Like, I don't know what this whole thing is. The average record of the 3 teams he lost to is 9-2 currently. And the average record of the 8 teams they beat is 3-8. So you can't tell me that's the profile of a brilliant, deep football team. That's the profile of an average team that's crushed the easy part of their schedule, period. Bears fans, relax, okay? Let's see what happens the rest of the year. Because, again, the playoffs are nothing but good teams, and that'll be your measuring stick, not playing Mason Rudolph and J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, very true. It reminds me of the Dolphins a couple years ago when the Dolphins were just blowing all the bad teams out, and everyone was like, "Look at Tua, look at Mike McDaniel's turn things around," and then they play playoff teams and they're shitting the bed. We've seen it with the Cowboys in a few seasons back, like they were handling the teams that they should have, but when the real teams came around, they were shitting the bed, and then we see them get into the playoffs, losing the first round to, the Niners that had no business that year. I think it was the Packers one year. So this is going to be a solid game because I think it's really going to be a test of what both teams are really capable of at this point in the season. Because not only do you have the Black Friday game, but the Eagles are coming off of a horrible all-time choke job, and we saw the collapse. And then you have the Bears, who are going to be playing one of their toughest matchups of the year. And, Caleb Williams, we're going to get to see him against a Vic Fangio defense. I'll still stand on it and say that Fangio is the best defensive coordinator in football over Spags. Yes, it's going to be close there. And yeah, I did just do the 6-7 analogy, but I'm going to give it to Vic Fangio because when you have multiple young players able to punch in, just look at Jalen Phillips. Just look at Jalen Phillips coming over from Miami and providing immediately. I think that's going to be the big test there. And, how are the Eagles going to fare against a Bears team who turns people over, I think, more than anybody in the NFL right now. We know that Jalen Hurts hasn't been trusting what he's been seeing, and we also know that the Eagles can play some sloppy ball like they did against the Cowboys, have some turnovers, and really be, just not behind the right parts of the game in order to really build on a win. But I think the win really matters for the Eagles, because it would look worse for the Eagles to lose to the Bears than it would look for the Bears to lose to the Eagles. And it would be a bigger win for the Bears to beat the Eagles, considering the huge test that it's going to be for Chicago. I think it's going to be a good game. I do. I think we're going to see a nice quarterback outing, and this is a chance for Caleb Williams to really show people that he sees the field at a high level.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bert.
No, I was going to say I couldn't agree more. But I think in any event, and this last thing I'll add before you go, Jerm, is no matter who wins, Jerm loses. So
yeah, but whoever loses, Jerm wins, right?
wins.
Either if the Bears win, my
That's
Eagles are frauds
take
take is going to be great, right? But if the Eagles win, it's like, I told you, Bears fans, and the Eagles don't get any credit for beating a fraudulent Bears team. They don't lose no matter what happens. So I don't care who wins. I will say it is the Germ Bowl. Now, I will say, if I were to predict the Bears to win, this matchup is actually a good matchup for what the Bears do well, because I don't think DeAndre Swift's going to be able to run the ball well, but I do think the Eagles secondary is exploitable. Ben Johnson is amazing at scheming his receivers open, and Caleb Williams is good enough to find them. It's just a matter of, can the Bears offensive line hold up enough time for those routes to develop and Caleb Williams to deliver the ball. If they can consistently do that, the Bears could really win this game. And it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if that happens. All right, listen, that was awesome. I can't wait for Thanksgiving Day football. It's going to be amazing. Black Friday football, but I can't wait for Thanksgiving. And with Thanksgiving comes the food. So let's play a quick round of one of our favorite games: over, under, or properly rated. Let's start with the main dish, Bert. Roast turkey.
Oof. Overrated. It's not even the star of the show anymore. It is in all the pictures, and we still call it Turkey Day, but let's be honest. Everybody goes for the sides. Plain and simple. So turkey for me, completely overrated.
I'm going to say properly. I'm a ham guy. I think the star of the show is always the ham. Give me that mac and cheese. Give me those deviled eggs. Give me that green bean casserole.
Roast turkey is
properly rated.
I think it is proper. It's not supposed to loop. Sorry, y'all. I do think it's properly rated. I'm more of a deep fried turkey guy. That's a new phenomenon for me, but like
smoked turkey as well.
Smoked turkey. I'm working Thanksgiving at the firehouse, and I believe we are having smoked turkey this year. So one of the guys said that they'll smoke it. We're also going to have smoked mac and cheese. Can't wait.
I'm gonna shoot you my address so I can get a plate of that.
It's come on down. It's properly rated because while it may not be, it's the Jalen Hurts of Thanksgiving food. It's not the main thing, but it's the thing that brings it all together. Okay, you can't count on it by itself, but if you have it with the other stuff, then it's a good plate. And so, I will say turkey for that reason is Jerm likes deep fry. I feel like that's a racism. Turkey properly rated. Bert, stuffing.
I mean, stuffing for me, I think is underrated. I don't think a lot of people enjoy it, and they absolutely should. It is one of the stars of the show.
Adam,
I gotta say overrated. You know, stuffing's cool, but like, I don't go for it first. Like, if it is on my first plate, I'm probably just adding it like for the aesthetic. Like, you gotta have some stuffing with the meats and with the cranberry sauce and with the deviled eggs and all. But I mean, there's been plenty of times where I haven't got stuffing and I haven't felt bad. I'm probably going back for some more deviled eggs, more mac and cheese.
Stuffing is absolutely underrated, and it's not for the day of Thanksgiving, but the day after. Ooh. The stuffing is the binder for your leftover casserole that you're going to make, or you put it on the sandwich to hold it together. The stuffing is basically like a middle piece of bread on your double decker. that kind of binds the two sides together. Stuffing for me is always my base. So it's the first thing I put on my plate because it'll put everything together. So you get a little, it's like a bed, and it meshes well with everything. For real, it's amazing. Stuffing is 100% an underrated Thanksgiving dish. Let's see what he says. He says, please don't wear a hat. He said my hat is too tight. I don't think it's that tight. We'll see.
I think it fits you well.
It looks fine.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I feel like you can only feel if a hat is too tight, Like, it doesn't look too tight.
No, and I forget if I wasn't looking at myself, I wouldn't know that it's on. All right, Bert. Mashed potatoes.
Properly rated. I think everybody grabs the scoop,
Adam.
Yeah, properly rated on mashed potatoes. I had some the other week at a church luncheon, and she told me her secret ingredient was sour cream and cream cheese, and I was like, I like mine a little more smooth, but mashed potatoes are properly rated for sure. Super good.
Yeah, I agree.
Properly rated.
Much like stuffing. Now, I don't like it needs to be. I need the mashed potatoes with like the skin on it. Still, it has to be thick. Like I need
like
it
that
to.
Too.
Some people, I showed up to some places, you got that really loose, thin mashed potato. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like overly creamy. Like some people put too much milk in it, and it's, like you get that really creamy. Like as soon as you pick it up, it starts floating down. I need it to stick to the spoon. Like I need it close. You know what I mean? So I don't. So if I have it like that, it's great. So, but I will say in overall, mashed potatoes are 100%. Properly rated. A little garlic, some onions, and maybe a little butter in there. Ooh, boy, let me tell you.
Gotta have the butter.
All right. From mashed potatoes to sweet potatoes. Now, before you answer, I'm including everything sweet potato that you can make. Dessert, sweet potato as an ingredient, food, an overarching thing for sweet potatoes.
See, this is a trick question, because if you had just said like some sort of sweet potato, like marshmallowy, yammy type thing, I would have said properly rated. But now you said dessert too. So if you're saying like sweet potato pie, I'm saying underrated. Because I don't think a lot of individuals give that the platform it deserves to shine. So, I mean, if we're all encompassing, I think properly rated, but I think it's more outweighed by like some type of like sweet potato casserole or candy yams with the marshmallows and shit like that, because everybody gravitates towards that because it's sweetness with dinner,
Adam?
I'm going to go underrated, man. And maybe this is just for me because like the last few years, I've really started incorporating sweet potatoes into my diet. Like you can kind of get little wedges, air fry them, a little bit of, man, if y'all don't use Kinder's wood-fired garlic seasoning, put that on some sweet potatoes. You can either bake them, air fry them. They're really good baked as well. But I mean, when it comes around to the sweet potato pie, the sweet potato casserole especially, I think it's underrated. It's so healthy for you as well. Like you don't feel as guilty eating a potato when it's a sweet potato.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm with you. And I'm going to go ahead and say only for sweet potato pie. I'm not a big like candy yam guy, but like I also like if you just cut a sweet potato in half, give me some cinnamon and butter, I'll just eat it. Like it's delicious. So yeah, I'm going to go underrated. Bert, cranberry sauce.
Jesus, overrated. That shit's disgusting. You won't find that on my plate at all.
You probably eating stuff out the can, ain't you?
I don't care if it's out the can. I don't care if it's fresh. If it looks like that, I'm not eating it.
I'm going underrated, bro. It's cranberry sauce, and I've been at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I've eaten it out the can. So the first time I had the real stuff, I was like, damn, I knew I liked this. No. It's a top 5 thing I'm grabbing. Like Thanksgiving, Christmas. If you got it at Easter, like it's on my plate. I'm probably gonna go get a little more. You know, you go get that plate after your first plate, like you're mostly full, but like, let me get 2 or 3 more things that I really fucked with. Cranberry sauce is one of those for me.
Much like stuffing, cranberry sauce is great for the post Thanksgiving sandwich, like that turkey sandwich you make with all the leftovers, and that cranberry sauce, nice thin sliced canned. Underrated. I mean, I like fresh cranberry sauce too, but it's underrated, man, because again, you get that little bit of tart sweetness with the savory. You know, if you haven't had a little bit of little bit of cranberry sauce with like some mashed potatoes and gravy on the side, like how it kind of eats onto the side of the plate. It's mwah, chef's kiss, man. I'm telling you, it's great. Bert, we got 2 more. Green bean casserole.
I think it's overrated. I honestly, I think it's overhyped. I don't know. I don't know if it's like over the years, I've just lost the taste. If you just steam green beans and you put those crunchy onions on top without that creamy, soupy stuff in there, like I'd probably eat that more than when it's in like the cream of mushroom soup and stuff. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, Adam.
I gotta say, properly rated, bro. Love green bean casserole. I really look forward to, like, it's kind of like how I judge your banana pudding. How much whipped cream you got on there? How much crunchy French onions do you have on top of your green bean casserole? I just think that brings it together. I mean, green bean, man, I feel like I ate green bean casserole as a kid at Thanksgiving before I ever experienced ham. You know, you always have turkey first, but properly rated on the GBC, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a big cream of mushroom. I don't like much creamy stuff. I like fresh green beans. There's actually pretty good, but green bean casserole, there's nothing wrong with it. So I'll say properly rated. It's not I might have a serving. Like it's like that obligatory, like I just have to put it on my plate because it's there.
Yeah.
Like and it's probably not the thing that I finish like before I go for seconds. Like, but I don't mind it. It's okay. It's something green on your plate. So we have that.
I feel like it's always the dish that everybody volunteers to make. Oh, I'll make the green bean casserole. I'm like, I know you will. It's like, come on, give me a squash casserole. Give me some mashed potatoes. Give me a smoked turkey. Let's put some effort.
Now for the Michael Jordan of Thanksgiving foods.
Oh,
Bert, mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah. I mean, properly rated. I don't think there's someone who doesn't want mac and cheese at the table. And if they do, they're not welcome in my home.
Yeah.
100% properly rated.
Rated.
If one of these answers was the GOAT, this would be the one to get it. Macaroni and cheese, it slaps at any time of the year. But like, if there is one dish that I judge you off of, it's your macaroni. Because not all macs are made the same, right? Like are you grating your cheese? Is it coming out of a bag? Like, did you use too much milk? Like, how was the kind of roux that you made with the butter and the flour at the beginning? So, there's the old adage, like, if you haven't made it before, don't use this year to try. Get you a little test run in around, like, the springtime or whatever, make it for the house. But, yeah, mac and cheese is probably my favorite one, man.
Yeah, nice baked mac and cheese. You get that little crunch at the top.
Properly rated.
Listen,
need to hear that.
Properly rated. It's nice, especially if because like you get the guys that'll just boil some noodles and throw some Kraft singles on the top and call it mac and cheese. Get that out of here.
Get out of my house.
Yeah,
you can't take a plate to go.
No, you can't. So the baked mac and cheese specifically. Few things that should not be on a Thanksgiving table. Cream corn. I leave the house. I've thrown out a giant bowl of it. Somebody brought it last year. After I specifically ordered my wife's family not to bring it, they brought it anyway, and it went right in the trash in front of everybody. I almost ruined Thanksgiving dinner before it started. I told y'all not to bring that shit. I don't want it anywhere near any of my food, and because you can't follow the rules, I have to make an example out of you. So, shout out to as soon as my wife's cousin showed up with it, I literally was like,
"Oh, brother, this guy stinks."
Get that out of here. But of course, you have mac and cheese. I'm not the boss. No, my wife is, but sometimes she lets me act like I'm the boss. No wonder he says I talk too much. Oh my gosh. I do talk too much. But
we got to respond to you, gunk man.
I know you guys idiots out there making me respond to every little thing you say. It's extended the show another 20 minutes. Bert, do you have a game ball you want to give out?
Man, it goes to us. Plain and simple. We hit that 10K. It goes to you, Jerm, for making sure this all runs smoothly as possible. Running socials, getting the trolls all riled up. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention all of our guests throughout the past 5 years we've been doing this, between Adam and Dwayne Marcus and everybody who kind of helps, along the way build this up. So, good thing to celebrate at the top of the show and at the end of the show. It's going to us.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it is going to us. I forgot who I was going to give it to. It was like some bullshit feel-good story. Who cares? You beat cancer, whatever. So it's like, shout out to 10K. I mean, you kidding
That's
me?
huge,
Like
bro.
it's again, this is a hobby for me and Bert. We're not setting out. We're not trying to be the next Barstool or Pat McAfee. We like talking sports. We like talking sports with people in the comment section, even though they're calling me an idiot. I love talking sports with Adam Lewis and meeting people along the way. This whole thing has just been a fun. Even the Bills reporters that are fucking sending the riot squad after me. Yeah, it's just fun. The Eagles fans, everybody, man. Like you come and you pay attention to us. 10,000 followers who consistently come in and engage with our content is why we do this every week. It's therapy for me and Bert. We like to joke about that, but honestly, like if people weren't checking in on us, we wouldn't do it. And if people are going to keep coming in to check with us, we're going to keep doing it the best of our ability. So I appreciate it. It's your first time here. Hopefully it's not your last time here. I know I said a lot of shit you didn't like. You don't like my tight ass hat. You don't like my big ass nose. You don't like my teeth. Sorry. Your mom likes them. I don't know what to tell you. Your bitch does. I know, you're worried about me. But anyway, appreciate you. Adam, you got a game ball you want to give out to anybody?
For you guys, bro, I'm not going to make it go any other way. I feel like 10K at the top of the profile is like that. That's the first milestone mark you're looking for. Like as a creator, like let me get 10K views. Let me get my little 100K. Y'all got a couple of millions on, I think you got like a video with 2.9. You got one a little over a million when you were talking about Dion and his, Shedeur in the draft. And now you're at 10K, bro. So, just keep going. I know we were talking a little bit in the DMs off that. Hope that really is able to come together more, and just big ups to you guys for staying at it. And 2026 is going to be even better, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We got some big things coming. Please check us out at Stuff About Sports on Instagram, www.giveusashot.network. We have The Divide coming back Thanksgiving Day. They're going to live stream the parade. They're going to be back on Fox Sports Philadelphia, iHeart. We got some other big news coming for 2026. Can't talk about it just yet, but just know that it's coming. But until then, please keep checking in with us on our YouTube channel, at Give Us a Shot Network on YouTube. Please follow my boy Adam Lewis at NFL with AJL. He does excellent NFL content. Also really good stuff coming out of him. He gets to watch his Georgia Bulldogs do what they do. How are they doing this year? Are they going to make the college football playoff or what?
Definitely think so, bro. Georgia is getting hot at the right time. A lot of people were shitting on me when I was talking about the win over Texas, but that was the most complete game they put together. Arch had been playing well the last 3-4 games. Georgia's defense is not what it was. It wasn't the Jalen Carters, the Nolan Smiths, and the Kobe Deans of the world that, were with those legendary defenses. And we saw, not this past week, but the last week, a lot of the SEC stumbled. Like Texas A&M had a 27-point comeback to win the game. Alabama ended up losing to Oklahoma, and Georgia handled business. I think they're getting hot at the right time, and I still believe that Kirby Smart is the best coach in the country. These are the glory days for Georgia, and I'm going to enjoy every bit of it. So I think we got a shot, man. A few weeks ago, I was like, I don't know, but the way that the season's unfolded, and now it's rivalry week, like, let's go, dude. I'm ready for Georgia Tech. I'm ready for the CFP.
Gunkman 26 has been on my ass all day.
That's at least 15. That's at least 15.
Give my nostrils a shout out. This is Gunkman guy. You see, it makes sense now because I get a look at his little profile. You know who he works for, Bert. You know who he works for.
Liberal
No,
media.
hit it.